DC's Blue Beetle, everything you need to know. Get ready DC fans, because there's a new hero in town, and he's ready to take on the big screen in 2023. Blue Beetle starring Xolo Maridueña, as the young hero Jaime Reyes promises an action-packed adventure unlike anything we've seen. But before you grab your popcorn and settle into your seat, it's time to brush up on everything you need to know about his character and his long and complicated history in the DC universe. From his origins as a relatively obscure character to his current status as a beloved hero, we've got you covered. So prepare to learn about the Blue Beetle and all the exciting things to come in August 2023. Here we begin. Jaime Reyes, aka Blue Beetle, is no ordinary teenage superhero. It chose him with a fusion of the Blue Beetle scarab to his spine, granting him incredible powers. He protects his family and the entire world from all kinds of dangers. Blue Beetle is a powerful force for good and works alone or alongside groups like the Teen Titans. However, his scarab initially had darker motives. The character Blue Beetle dates back to 1939, but Jaime Reyes was introduced in Infinite Crisis number 6 after the death of the previous Blue Beetle, Ted Kord. Jaime's story is far from conventional, as he unwittingly becomes the new Blue Beetle when he brings the scarab home, and it fuses into his spine while he sleeps, making it a rookie mistake. Despite Jaime's inexperience, he played a significant role in the events like Infinite Crisis, and his story continued to unfold in the monthly Blue Beetle comic. Unlike other superheroes, Jaime doesn't keep his secret identity a secret from his parents, as one of his early adventures caused him to spend an entire year away from Earth. It isn't something that can be covered up with a simple excuse. Jaime quickly develops his rogues gallery while serving the La Dama, but later finds himself in conflict with the Reach, an alien race who created the Scarab. The Scarab eventually breaks free of its programming and gains its own personality, becoming a unified fighting force with Jaime. Despite the cancellation of Blue Beetle, Jaime continued to appear in other books and starred in 2 more series. As Blue Beetle, Jaime's suit has limitless abilities, with the Scarab summoning a full bodysuit, weaponry, and energy wings for added protection. The suit can even manipulate energy and vibration to neutralize magic and make invisible objects visible. In emergencies, the Scarab can take control of the suit in infiltrator mode and efficiently dispatch enemies. Jaime's inexperience limits his powers, but with experience and confidence, who knows what other abilities he will discover. So, who are the other Blue Beetles? Dan Garrett and Ted Kord. The Blue Beetle franchise has a rich and varied history, dating back to the early days of comic books. Although Jaime Reyes has been the star of DC's Blue Beetle comics since 2006, the character's origins go back much further. Created by Charles Nicholas Wachkowski in 1939 for Fox Comics, the original Blue Beetle was a police officer named Dan Garrett who wore a bulletproof costume and took a strength-enhancing drug called Vitamin 2X. The character was popular enough to spawn a radio serial. After Fox Comics left the business in 1950s, the Blue Beetle rights shifted to Charlton Comics. Charlton reinvented the character in 1964 as an archaeologist named Dan Garrett, who discovers a mythical scarab that grants him superhuman abilities. Around 2 years later, Charlton revamped the character again, replacing Dan Garrett with Ted Kord. Kord was a brilliant inventor and student of Garrett's, who relied on gadgets rather than the scarab to fight crime. DC acquired the rights to Blue Beetle and other Charlton characters in 1983, after Charlton went bankrupt. The Ted Kord version of Blue Beetle was integrated into the DC universe and became a member of the Justice League, forming a legendary partnership with Booster Gold. Kord was pivotal in the DCU until his death in 2005's countdown to Infinite Crisis. Interestingly, Blue Beetle was the main inspiration for Watchmen's Night Owl. Hollis Mason, the elder Night Owl, was loosely based on the Golden Age Dan Garrett, while the younger Night Owl, Dan Drayberg, was a riff on Ted Kord. Blue Beetle's movie debut, release, cast, etc. From animated series to live-action TV shows, Jaime Reyes has been part of various DC projects since his debut. However, it's only now that we get to see the Blue Beetle on the big screen in a live-action film. The upcoming Blue Beetle movie features Xolo Maridueña as the lead character Jaime Reyes, alongside Bruno Marquezine, Belisa Escobedo, George Lopez, Raul Trujillo, and Susan Sarandon in supporting roles. The movie focuses solely on Jaime Reyes and downplays the elder Blue Beetles, much like DC's New 52 comics. Although the movie trailer acknowledges the existence of Batman, it remains unclear which Batman is being referenced, leaving fans speculating whether Blue Beetle is part of the old DCEU or James Gunn's new DCU. The standalone movie's success at the box office will ultimately decide if Blue Beetle becomes part of the new DCU. Originally planned to be streaming exclusive on HBO Max, Blue Beetle will now hit theaters on August 18, 2023. What do you think of it? Are you excited? Comment below and subscribe for more.